So, there was kind of a change of plans. This segment was actually going to be in the video that is coming out tangent to this one. The one in which we talk about the roadmap for Don't Starve Together in 2019. But if I would have left this in, that video probably would have been over a half hour long, and that's just a little bit too long for my liking. So, it's time that we just make a whole separate video about an interesting tidbit in that said roadmap. If you have zero clue about what I'm talking about, there's not only, again, a video out tangent with this one that you should go watch, there's also going to be a link in the description, maybe even the comments, for this post made by Klei about their roadmap for Don't Starve Together. So, before you watch this one, you should probably watch that one. Because with this video, we are speaking on a topic mentioned by them. The prospect of 4 brand spanking new additional characters coming to Don't Starve Together in honestly the first few months of 2019. So, Klei gave us a little tidbit and a little tease of potentially the first one to come. And with that little photo, I think it goes without saying, this first one is Wartox. Who's Wartox? Well, he's an unimplemented character that actually already has in-game models, a portrait, a skull, and a silhouette. All already there. So it seems to me, Wartox is coming to the Constant. Now, Wartox here looks like a demon dog of sorts, and maybe I am just mistaken. Anywhere in the lore, are we talking demonish dogs or even the possibility of a dog becoming a demon? I don't know, but it's interesting. What type of things would a character like this bring to the table? Now, if he's going to be standing upright, or is he going to kind of go half and half like Wilbur does in Shipwrecked? Wilbur stands like a human, but after a couple seconds, he'll be on all fours and he's running like a monkey. So, if Wartox is a demonish dog, wouldn't it be pretty cool if, like Wilbur's mechanic, Wartox had a speed boost mechanic like that built into him? And since he's a demon dog, it'd be pretty cool if his trail can heat stuff up. Because if you think about it, it would be pretty cool if you're running and you have like a trail of heated fire behind you. But then at the same time, you have to be very careful about doing that, because if you're doing it near trees or your resources or in base, it'd be a problem. I'm not saying he just has to have a trail of fire behind him. I'm saying after a little while, if you do it too much, maybe the friction gets too hot and everything starts heating up. It's possible. I mean, the extra adorable larva does the same thing. If it's near something too long, even though it's a non-hostile thing, it will burn stuff. So, mechanics like that is not unknown to the game. Might come in. Apart from that, I can't really see what else he would do. A demon dog. Sounds to me, his greatest benefit would maybe be a built-in speed mechanic. I don't know. But that's what this video is about. It's about us talking about these, and then maybe talking about in the comments what it would be. And so, that's what I'm going to say. Let's go ahead and do that. One that could be rather curious. Wilton. Now, Wilton here has an in-game model, has sound files, but he also has in-game speech already there. So, not only that, he has a skull already, and he has a silhouette, and his voice is already recorded. Okay. Well, if they kept all those files, he sounds like he's ready to go. Now, Wilton, as a skeleton character, what is he gonna do? Like, drop bone shards every now and then? That could be interesting, I guess. That'd be kind of weird. He's just, like, dropping parts of himself. That would be interesting. What if at a certain point, after he was maybe dropping bone shards every now and then, what if it got to the point that he just became a pile of bones? And then he would die. That's an interesting mechanic. It would be an added thing that you actually die often as a mechanic. Other than that, I can't really tell what else he would do. Like a ranged dude? Like pull off his arm and throw a bone at somebody? I don't know. But let's speculate in the comments. I keep saying comments and see what's going on with Wilton. Potential for the new character. Now, this is one I am not convinced about whatsoever. Wallace. Wallace here kind of looks like an insane Maxwell. So I really don't think they're going to do that. Their character models and their faces kind of a little too close. But he does have a skull in game. He has sound files. And he has a portrait, obviously. But in my mind, you guys remember Winnie? Winnie was another unimplemented character that ended up turning into Wigfrid. So it's entirely possible that a Wallace-like character could be transformed into a character that we would see in Don't Starve. The thing is, what would they do? This is one of those where I have no idea. But here's a prospect that I really like, and as I was thinking about it in the previous video, outside of that, and now, it makes sense to me. Waverly. Waverly is a witch. And you guys remember, in Hollow Knights this year, or last year rather, they added a potion stand. That potion stand is still in the game. Witch, potion stand. Makes sense. And with Waverly, even though she doesn't really have as much as everyone else, she only has a portrait and a skull in-game, does it make sense to you that a ranged magic user with the ability to create their own potions, that'd be pretty interesting. That'd be pretty fun, too. And who knows, maybe with the added ability of flight? I don't know. We have no idea where Klei is bringing us in these new worlds come 2019. Perhaps there's a sky component. And so a flight character might have benefits. You know, with her magic broom, she can have a fast movement speed. Maybe she doesn't have it all the time. Maybe it's craftable. Maybe it's the same thing like Wilbur. After a few seconds, she hops on her thing. She has a faster movement speed. Be interesting. Now I'm just thinking to myself, imagine a magic wielder range character on a broomstick that flies. That's cool. That's totally different. Going around things like dropping potions, flyby potion drops, and using magic. Waverly could be a really unique character. And Klei says they want unique characters. That's one of them. And then there's one that kind of makes sense, but I understand if it's not possible. The Pyro from Team Fortress 2. Yes, the Pyro has a portrait. He has a silhouette. He has a map icon. He even has vocals. So it's all there. The files are there. And the thing that drives this home is that there are 6 additional items that have been found for this guy. 6. And they're right here. They're all here. Be it a reskin, be it something new, they're there. So unless Klei can't get the property rights for, obviously, another property, maybe, just maybe, the Pyro is coming. But that really does it for the speculation of unimplemented characters finally being implemented. But the Pyro leads into the question of, well, are we gonna soon be seeing Klei using other properties in Don't Starve? I don't know. And is that a good thing? I think some of us probably say, that's okay. Some of us are probably like, that's awesome. And I think some would be like, just keep the game how it is. And what I mean by that is keep it at its own level. Keep it at Don't Starve. It is Don't Starve. It's its own property. So keep it that way. So that leads to the question, what potential other new character ideas can there be? You know, I actually do like the idea of new additional animal-like characters to play. Like Wilbur. But maybe one with flight. I mean, that's kind of interesting. We can have that. It makes sense. Weber's an animal, he's a spider. Wilbur's an animal, he's a monkey. Why not have something new like that? So an animal-esque character would be kind of cool. And I'm thinking to myself, we have a lot of support characters. We have the melee characters, and then we have the characters who are kind of just there. But I really don't think we need any more combat characters. We have plenty of combat characters. Support characters, they support in other ways that is not combat, though. So how about a character that actually does support in combat? Very similar to how the Forge works and Wigfrid. You know, Wigfrid has her special ability in the Forge that, you know, supports characters, gives them increased damage, so on and so forth. What if there was a character that did that in-game? Like they can create, I don't know, create like a horn they can blow and everyone gets increased movement speed, or everyone gets a little bit of increased damage, or someone who can heal, you know? Heal without the use of actual crafting healing items. A support character for combat could be pretty cool. The question of combat also brings up, do we need a tank? No. Wickford's a fine tank. WX maxed out is the best tank, and Wolfgang is a tank too. We don't need another tank character. I really don't think we need another combat character unless it's an interesting combat character like Waverly, who uses magic and range and things of that nature. Support characters, sure. Just basic character, I don't think Klei can get away with a basic character anymore. You know what happened with Winona? Why do you think they're doing character refreshers now? People are not going to like a basic character. So they need to go a little crazy with it. I say go outlandish, Klei. Do it. Because if it fails, at least you tried something new and not just making a clone of who we already have. So I know this video is probably going to be really quick and fast, and you know, we didn't go super duper in depth with it all, but there's probably going to be another video about just character refreshes in general. This was all a speculation video, and I wish to continue the speculation. So say something in the comments, let's talk. Join the Discord, let's talk there about these new characters. Come up with ideas for characters, what they might be, what they might do, their characteristics, their backstory, their lore, which is another thing that needs to be encompassing in the Don't Starve universe. These characters need to make sense. It's layers upon layers upon layers. So who we talked about today might not work, but at the end of the day, there are unimplemented characters ready to roll. And so if Klei is sticking to their development cycle for 2019, getting these things out almost monthly, it would have seemed to me that an appropriate solution to that is to use characters that you kind of already have nailed down. Thus why I put emphasis on the unimplemented characters. And I'll maybe start thinking again about some other potential outside characters, ideas that we can think about. So I wish to do that with you as well. But as for me, I am done. Hope you enjoyed. I'm excited for these new characters for sure. And again, if you have no idea what I'm talking about this roadmap, there is another video out with this one right now, so go watch that. Or just click on the description and click on that link for the roadmap yourself so you can see it. But as for me, I am done, folks. I'll see you in the next one, which again will be a traditional guide in the deep, dark cave. So that should be good. As for now, bye-bye.